It happens without warning. You are sitting somewhere completely ordinary, a cafe, a hallway, a conversation, and suddenly your brain whispers that you have been here before. This exact moment, this exact sentence, and then, just as fast as it came, it dissolves. That is déjà vu. And if it keeps happening to you, that is not random. Most people brush it off as a glitch, but neuroscientists have spent decades trying to understand exactly why it fires. And more importantly, why some brains fire it constantly. In 2006, Akira O'Connor and Chris Moulin at the University of Leeds used fMRI imaging to study the brain during déjà vu episodes. What they found turned the conventional explanation upside down. The regions most active were not memory storage areas. They were the frontal decision-making regions, the parts responsible for conflict detection and error checking. Your brain is not replaying a memory, it is flagging one. Here is what is actually happening. Every moment of every day, your brain sorts incoming information faster than conscious thought. A smell, a particular angle of light, the rhythm of a voice. These fragments trigger your familiarity detection circuit a fraction of a second before your conscious mind has processed the full scene. By the time you consciously perceive what is in front of you, your brain has already tagged it as known. It is not that you have been here before. It is that your brain said you have before it checked. So why does it keep happening to you? Research from St. Andrews University found that people who are fatigued, stressed, or overstimulated report the highest rates of déjà vu. When your brain is running on too little sleep and too much stimulation, its internal timing system starts to slip. The gap between your unconscious processing and your conscious awareness widens. And the wider that gap, the more your familiarity system fires before it should. You are not losing your mind. You are running on an overtaxed system. There is one more layer. Research from the International Journal of Psychophysiology linked high-frequency déjà vu to heightened perceptual sensitivity, the tendency of some brains to process environmental input more deeply and rapidly than average. If you are someone who notices details others walk past, whose mind is always moving, your familiarity system is likely running faster and hotter than most. A fast system makes more false positives. More false positives mean more déjà vu. The strangest part is this. Déjà vu is actually a sign your error detection system is working. Your frontal lobe noticed the misfire and flagged it. You felt the glitch precisely because your brain caught it. A brain that never had déjà vu would be a brain that never caught its own mistakes. You keep having it because your brain is paying attention, because it is fast, because it cares enough to flag the gap between what it knows and what it is sure of. The next time it happens, when the world suddenly ripples with the feeling of having been here before, stay in it for a moment. Not because something impossible is occurring, but because you are briefly aware of the machinery. Most of the time, your brain runs this process invisibly. Every room, every face, every sentence, classified and tagged before you are even conscious of looking. The only reason you know about it at all is because sometimes it gets it wrong at exactly the right moment. And you feel the seam. Tonight you will walk into a room and feel like you have been there before. You will not have been, but your brain will have noticed something. A shadow, a sound, a pattern that rhymes with something older. And in the fraction of a second before your conscious mind catches up, it will whisper, "You already know this place." That feeling is not a mystery. It is your brain doing exactly what it was built to do, just slightly out of order, just slightly too fast, just real enough to feel like a memory that never existed.